In this video, I try to beat Minecraft on a world with no squares. This challenge almost crashed both my computer and brain at the same time. Can I beat Minecraft in a world that looks like the aftermath of a celebrity's plastic surgery? You're about to find out. We get a pretty strange spawn in a dripstone cave. Okay, we're in the world. Since the spawn point has me completely trapped underground, I'm forced to impale myself with stalagmites to get out. I don't take a ton of damage, but I also won't be able to sit for a few days. Alright, we're finally out of the cave. Whoa. What the heck is this? I decide to mine an abnormally skinny tree and craft a pick. I then head over to a mountainside to mine some stone. Look at how the mountain looks after you mine it. I could call this video Minecraft on LSD instead of Minecraft, but there's no squares. It's not letting me out. I'm starting to get hungry, so I cross a circular pond and eliminate a few animals for food. In the last video, I made an insensitive joke about vegans, and a lot of you guys were calling for an apology in the comments. Anyway, as I continue exploring this misshapen land, I stumble upon a pretty shallow cave with some useful resources. There's iron down there, I'm gonna go grab that, I think. After mining the iron, I decide to take a few minutes to cook all the raw meat I'd gathered from obliterating all those plant-based animals. I then make a couple of tools with the iron and decide to instigate a fight with an Enderman. He's all like, "Don't ever text my mom again," and I'm all like... That was really close. After that fiasco, I place a bed and sleep through the night. I spend the first part of the next day exploring, and I find a couple of pretty cool caves. I get a little carried away though, and end up almost drowning while trying to mine a block of iron. Come on. For God's sake. No. Anyway, I head towards a jungle in the distance. It's a perfectly circular cave. As I reach the outskirts of the biome, I find a blue parrot. I decide to call him Donald, not after the president, but after the duck. However, he starts picking up phrases such as rigged and witch hunt, so I don't think anyone is going to believe that. Ah, village. There we go. Let's see what this circular stuff does to villages. As we approach the village, I make a couple of groundbreaking observations. Not sure about this one. Ah, the bread. What the heck is that? I use classic tactics of colonialism to steal all of the food in the village. You know, I always used to think that all those TikTok girls that complained about colonialism were kinda dumb. Anyway, after ransacking the rest of the village, my game started getting super laggy, so I decided to head back towards spawn. This seems to help, so I jump back down into the cave I spawned in. Whoa. As I explore deeper into the cave, I mine some more iron and find a deep dark biome. Going into a deep dark biome is pretty much instant suicide, so we won't be doing that today. However, if that kind of content interests you, I will be doing some IRL streams where I still won't be providing that kind of content, so you should probably just check out a different channel. See, I want to go down there, but I do feel like that is going to be the last thing I do. I decide to explore the deep dark anyway, but it ends up being pretty underwhelming, so I leave pretty quickly. Oh, diamonds! Hey. I end up finding 2 more diamonds on a cliffside, so now I have enough to craft a diamond pick. At this point, my level of excitement is as high as an English teacher's when she gets to read the N-word for educational purposes. However, this excitement is short-lived. You know what, I guess just because I can, I'll craft a diamond. What are you doing? Why would you do that to yourself? Although Donald's apparent suicide was tragic, I don't have much time to dwell, so all I'm gonna say is that I should have named him Jeffrey Epstein, because just like Jeffrey Epstein, my parrot accidentally was murdered. Killed himself. Well, we're gonna build the portal here, I think. Now that I've built the portal, it's time to go to the Nether. We spawn on the edge of a lava lake, and after taking a quick look around, decide to travel towards the Nether wastes in the distance. Actually, don't really feel like these guys bum rushing me, so I'm gonna make a golden helmet. I find a piglin while exploring, so I decide to trade with him. In the last episode, a piglin gave me the rare $50,000 of cocaine trade, but today he sticks with the basics.
Oh, it gave me fire res.
As I mine some gold for future trades, I hear the shriek of a misgendered Starbucks employee and turn around to a fireball in my face. Fighting gas with the new fireball mechanics is pretty much the equivalent of using a dating app. You swing and miss most of the time, and even when you do hit, it's probably a guy. Now, you're probably thinking, I don't understand, what the fuck is he talking about? Anyway, as I continue searching for a fortress, I stumble on a ruined portal. The chest has nothing useful, but there is a gold block under it. I continue my trek to find the fortress. Eventually, we find it.
Fortress.
Once I get closer, I realize that there's a blaze and at least 3 wither skeletons waiting for me at the entrance. I bow down the blaze, but jump around the skeletons, so I'm sure they'll cause problems later. They then proceed to cause problems immediately.
Okay. Whoa.
Once I eliminate the wither skeletons, I bait a regular one into shooting a piglin and watch the chaos unfold. Watching the piglins gang up on the skeleton like that kind of reminds me of the time I went to jail, but that's a story for another day. It's time to annihilate a colony of blazes. I do it without using any fire res, but I also did time in the slammer, so I'm used to this kind of gangsta shit. Now that we have all the rods, I give my remaining gold to a group of piglins. They only give me 1 pearl trade, which is actually statistically lucky, but disappointing nonetheless, because now I'll have to get pearls by some other method.
Please give me pearls.
Anyway, there's no reason for me to stay in the Nether any longer, so I build a portal and head back into the overworld. It's nighttime, but we spawn safely in a tiny cave. This gives me flashbacks to 2012 when all everybody would do is punch a hole in the side of a mountain and call it their house. If you think about it, this is actually kind of sad because we'll never go back to that era again and none of the newer players will get to experience it. Even though I don't have enough eyes for the portal, I craft the ones I can, throw one, and start heading in that direction.
A village.
Once I get to the village, I decide to ignore it and hope for another one closer to the Stronghold. Luckily, I actually end up finding one. I'll need to trade for pearls here, so hopefully these villagers haven't heard about what I've done to the other villages and are willing to trade. In the meantime, I decide to find the Stronghold before I get the rest of the eyes. Unfortunately, it starts to rain, which completely lags out my game. After about 20 minutes, the rain stops and we continue the journey. Once I get a good idea of where the Stronghold is, I start to dig down.
Okay.
Now that we're in the Stronghold, it's time to find the portal. Luckily, it's right around the corner.
Oh, it's right here.
Unfortunately, the portal isn't an 8-eye, so now we're definitely gonna have to trade with the villagers. When I get back up to the surface, I make a little cobblestone pillar to mark the portal room, then head towards the village. I find a jungle temple on the way, and instead of stealing the arrows from the dispensers, I proceed to walk straight into the tripwires and take them like a champ. In my defense, I'm pretty sure we forgot that jungle temples even existed until just now. I also find a ton of wolves for whatever reason. I tame all of them, so now I have enough to start a small dogfighting ring. If Mike Vick could do it, I'm sure I can too. Now, I know you're probably thinking, wait, isn't that illegal? Anyway, we finally get back to the village where I start the trading process by stealing all the workstations and creating new jobs for the villagers as priests and fletchers. Even though there are the same amount of jobs as before, I decide to dub this process as job creation for political purposes. It's time to commit an environmentally unfriendly act in the name of economic growth, so while I show an awesome montage of that, let me tell you about the sponsor of the video. After we have enough wood, I craft a ton of sticks and start trading. The game gives me the "what a deal" achievement, even though paying a full emerald for a single lapis feels like an absolute fleecing to me. Once the cleric offers me pearls, I buy him out of stock and craft the rest of the ender eyes. We can now head back to the pillar I made to mark the stronghold, dig down, and set the spawn point. We can now enter the end. I originally planned on bringing my dogfighting ring with me, but I accidentally fall in the portal before I can push any of them in. We spawn in the void, so I pearl over to the main island to start shooting down the crystals. Now that the crystals are gone, I can now roleplay as a British guy with a knife, and the dragon can roleplay as a British guy with a wallet.
What the hell? That was like a really far hit. Whoa. Why are you mad at me? And also I can't hit because this game is too laggy.
If you enjoyed this video, please like and sub, and feel free to drop any video ideas in the comments. We're pretty close to 1,000 subscribers, and I think we're gonna rocket past that once we actually get to it. Anyway, thanks for watching.